These are the wind turbines at St. Croix. They aren't as nice as the offshore farm at Pubnico or the Nova Scotia-New Brunswick border, but I drive past these every time I drive to the valley. I always think I should try to take some interesting photos with them. I've shot them in the past as an artistic attempt. That didn't work out well. Though today I want to build on that original idea. I want blurred blades like a long exposure, but still have the blade details throughout their rotation. My first attempt, I just didn't have enough frames. So I've been driving around up in this area trying to get a composition where I can get two turbines in the same scene without garbage in the way, and I haven't found that. By garbage I mean like other power poles and stuff like that, but I haven't found that yet. So I'm just going to shoot this one here straight on and probably just do a square crop. So there's some nice clouds coming through now. The thought process here is to take a bunch of pictures, blend them all together, but still kind of like not just having like a long exposure where everything is blurred, but where you still have the sharp blades, at least in a portion of it. So again, it's going to be super artistic, at least that's the thought process. Whether it turns out or not, I have no idea. But I'm going to get this one here. I'm going to switch it to the camera intervalometer because I'm not doing anything special with a huge delay or super long exposures. I also dropped it down to JPEG fine so that my super old computer doesn't die. So I'm going to take 50 pictures here, and again, there's some nice clouds popping through right now, and then we'll see how this works when we get it back. To stack these, I use StarStaX. It's a free program for both Mac and PC, and I'll put a link in the description. I then select all my images and use the blend mode average, and then hit process. You can watch it add the frames together. Once completed, save it, and then I process it from there, and this is my final result. Well, hopefully that shot was nice, because before I took that shot, I was trying to shoot it in vertical, And again, with my ball head doing the old drifty thing, I had it prop the tripod up on an angle, and it wasn't as secure as it should have been. And then a gust of wind knocked everything over. So my front element doesn't look like it's broken, but this piece here definitely lifted up, and the element isn't 100% aligned, but everything appears to be working. Now when I zoom out really wide, I have that up in the corner, which wasn't there before, but I assume that's just the optic not being 100% flat. I've taken that one off before. Again, this is the lens that went for a swim, so I've taken I think the top two elements off, but we'll have a peek at that. But in tight it looks okay, so I'm gonna venture to the waterfall now. We'll be out of the wind as much, I think. So Halls Falls, I've been there before, and then it started snowing, so I didn't really get to shoot it properly. So we did get a bunch of rain, so I'll head there now and see what type of water flow we got. So that's assuming I haven't screwed up my filter system. The polarizer is still spinning, which is nice. And then, but hopefully the filter piece that clips on the front won't have any issues.
So this was the image. I don't think it was worth having my camera fall. The blades are too straight onto the camera and you can't see the effect well. An angle like this would have been much better.
So I'm just making a short little hike down that ATV trail to the falls. You got to remind me to switch my camera back over to RAW, because that'll be disastrous. That's a promising water flow. I'm not going to cross this time. I'm going to just stay on this side of the trail, because last time I got kind of closed off with where I could actually physically go if I don't get hung up here. Lots of water, lots of water. Well, that's the most water I've seen coming down these falls. And again, if I came down on the other side, I'd be in here and I'd have like no place to move. So, and even down here, there's quite a bit of water. The most I've seen in a long time. Normally this lake is pretty drained. But now let's see if my camera works. Polarizer, check. ND filter clips on. So it looks like we're good there. I want to smooth out those bubbles, so I'm going to go really long, and then I want the power of the main falls here, so I'm going to go probably 13 seconds on the water with the 10-stop ND that I have on now with the polarizer, and then probably the 3-stop, we'll see what, maybe half a second for the falls to get more of the streaks in it. So I have the 13-1, now switch to probably the 3-stop will get me in that area.
So the 3-stop wasn't enough, so I put the 6 on, and that got me into the 1 second, half a second area. So I tried both, but it's definitely, I think in my opinion, much nicer for that water. But again, it does nothing for that foreground. So blend those 2 images together, and this is the result.
I'm really struggling here. I really like how this water comes down in through here, except I feel like the image is off balance because you got the water coming off here, which I don't like. This rock is here. We zoom in, you kind of have it, but then this lip here kind of puts it off balance. And I don't know. I'm gonna keep working it. Or just shoot it, one of them. So probably one of the last compositions I'm going to work on here. So using these rapids kind of as a foreground, and then shooting this in the back. The problem with this, I'm at a 24. The problem is that you lose the scale. It just looks smaller and smaller in the background. But this is kind of the only area I can work with because I got all this deadwood here, but there's some rapids kind of in that area too. So I shot here, vertical, horizontal. I think I have a 10 stop on. I'm doing like 15-second exposures, blur everything out. They might be black and white. I'll probably head out here. I'll throw out some of the other compositions I shot here, and then we'll see if I can fix my lens.
next day I would assess my lens. Part of the front element clearly was loose. The ring after the adhesive protector just pulled off. That should have been threaded to hold the top piece of the glass in. With everything out, I did a cleaning. Getting it back together was the same process in reverse. I got it back together with the exception of the outer protector, which didn't have enough stick on the adhesive to stay in place, so I'll have to deal with that later.